was at the final whistle and what your mood was after the penalties.
Positive, right? I mean, I think we put on a really good display of what we try to do. We worked in transition. We showed what we can do. We created chaos moments. We took opportunities when they came. Just unfortunate the way we give up the two moments, with the set piece at the end there. So, we were excited about the game. We were excited about the full game. And, it was a contrasting of two styles. One team just trying to waste every second and try and get out of here. Probably they got what they wanted, was penalties, but I'm glad that we got through on the other side.
What do you think finally broke it through for your team after 70 minutes?
Well, we've seen all season long they've given up goals late, right? We knew this at halftime. We spoke about it, where we can pick up some spots, and I think Milan and Indy picked up those spots. They're starting to get a little bit more forward with their outside backs, and those were some areas to exploit. So, yeah.
How much does Michael's approach to especially three at the back change this game a little bit in the spaces that he can exploit and what he does on the ball?
Michael. Just when the opposition legs get a little bit tired, then Mika comes in and creates a difference with his just running off the ball, physical presence. Bruno's done a great job for us, but we just felt we needed a little bit more impetus, athletically, meaning getting him behind and getting on the move a little bit more. So, and I think we created exactly that dynamism that we needed.
He's been a penalty kick taker here for a while that maybe people from the outside might not expect him to be as good as he is. What is it about his mentality that he's good in those kinds of spots, like the one he delivers there?
Yeah, while we're standing there in the huddle with the staff, Frankie said to me, in the Leagues Cup he's solid at number 5. I was like, perfect, let's do it. And you could just feel the confidence of him. He wanted to take that one at 5, and we predetermined this. We worked to this on I think it was Thursday, if I'm not mistaken, going through the penalty situation. So everyone got a penalty, and glad we could get it over the hump tonight. But it's game 1, and that's all it is. So we survived, and that's what it's about.
Easier as a post-game, as a late-game sub to kind of do his job he does from the 80th on as a defensive close down, Jesus, and then
Gutierrez did a good job floating between the lines, and you just see the way they start to push the game a little bit more. They flood the last line, then Gutierrez pops underneath, between the lines. So it's difficult to track and something we'll be aware of for the second game.
Can you speak to just how important Phil Wedden is to helping Dre with the PKs? Because Dre, that hasn't been his strength over the years. To him to guess the right way the first time, I think he guessed the right way.
He guessed the right way the second time. Unfortunately, he gets a good hand on it, just gets it into the roof of the net. So, I mean, Phil's one of the most detailed goalkeeper coaches I've seen. I've seen a couple, I think he has a high caliber. He has all the experience in the world, and he's such a calm presence. He's like a gentle giant, but he gets the job done, and he makes everyone feel exactly like confident and calm. And I think that's the way Andre approached those penalties.
I think we asked this earlier in the season with Rick and how penalties in MLS Next Pro have helped him.
Sure.
The same thing with Frankie. He's experienced it for him to be the number 2 taker with a bunch of strikers in the field.
Yeah.
What does it say about the confidence he has in taking those?
Frankie's Philly. With the fans at the end of the game, the way they pushed us, the way they supported us through those penalties, the way they stayed in the stands, after 90, it was amazing. It was really good. And I think you've seen, Frankie step up in numerous occasions. I think when he came on the field, he showed a bit of intent, what we're trying to do. He created momentum, he created energy, and then he played a big role in the momentum of the game and the shift towards, grabbing those 2 goals.
I wanted to ask about Onweithu, and sort of, you talked about the calmness and patience, and I guess just composure. Sort of that match, I think, was exactly what he showed.
Yeah.
Your thoughts on his game today?
Yeah, incredible. I think he's shown it for, I don't know how many his starts he's had. He's at 30-something. But it's incredible the trajectory that he's had. Playing Next Pro last year, stepping in when, we were, really struggling at the centre back through preseason. And I've always spoken about through the misfortune of others, paves a new pathway and starts a career of somebody. And Frankie and Oluwetu fall in that category. And they haven't looked back since. So, we've created this depth. We've created the roster that, everyone had question marks going into in the beginning of the season. And through the game experience now, these experiences are vital for them. And, the way Macanha's playing at the moment, yeah, he's playing years ahead of his development right now, just in terms of the spike in his development this year.
Bradley, going back to Matt's question about Mikel coming into the game tonight, 2 goals, 3 assists in his last 3. It seems like Mikel's getting hot at the right moment. Was more so the decision not to start him tonight? I know all season long you've rotated your strikers, but was that decision tonight just to bring him off the bench going at tired legs at the back 3?
No, he had a medical issue.
This format that we're all still getting used to over the years. It wouldn't have mattered whether it was 0-0, 1-1, 2-2, 5-5, or whatever. So, now what in a way, because that doesn't matter. The aggregate scoring doesn't matter, etc. What do you?
It's round 1. Yeah, we got the W. That's the most important thing.
Thanks, Bradley.
Thank you very much.